She was the biggest star on the planet. And in one phone call, someone she trusted took everything. Not a label executive she had never met. Not a corporate stranger in a boardroom. Someone who had watched her perform. Someone who had shaken her hand. Someone who smiled in photos with her while planning to own her entire life's work. This is the story of how Taylor Swift lost 13 years of her music overnight, and what she did about it that nobody in history had ever dared to try. Stay with me, because this one is going to hit different. Welcome Echotales by Ken, where we tell the real stories behind the names the world thinks it knows. Let's start with something most people don't know. Taylor Swift almost never made it to Nashville. She was born December 13th, 1989, in Wyomissing, Pennsylvania. Comfortable family, good home, and a little girl who felt completely out of place everywhere she went. School was painful. She was awkward. She got left out. She got passed over for plays and roles and friendships. And the only place she ever felt like herself was music. By 13, she had written her first real song. By 14, her mother was driving her up and down Music Row in Nashville, knocking on doors that kept closing in their faces. Every label said no. Taylor went home and wrote another song. That obsession, that refusal to quit, is what built the empire. But it's also what made her a target. Here's what nobody talks about when they talk about Taylor Swift. She didn't just want to be famous. She wanted to understand the business. From a teenager, she was asking questions that most artists twice her age never bothered to ask. Who owns what? Who controls what? Where does the money actually go? She was studying the game while everyone else was just playing it. But there was one lesson she learned too late. At 14, she signed with a small independent label called Big Machine Records, founded by a man named Scott Borchetta, who believed in her when the entire industry had turned her away. It felt like a lifeline, and it was for a while. In 2006, at just 16 years old, her debut single dropped. Then the albums came. Fearless, Speak Now, Red, 1989, Reputation, Grammy after Grammy, record after record broken. She became the kind of artist that comes along maybe once in a generation. But buried inside every one of those contracts was a detail that would eventually blow her world apart. Taylor Swift did not own her masters. Now stop right there, because this matters and I want you to understand it fully. Masters are the original recordings of songs. The actual audio files sitting in a vault somewhere. Whoever owns those masters controls everything. Every stream, every sync deal, every time her song plays in a movie, a commercial, a TV show, the money flows to whoever owns the masters. Taylor sang every word. She wrote every lyric. She performed every show. But Scott Borchetta owned what she created. For years, she accepted this. It was a deal. It was how the industry worked. She was building her career, and she believed one day she would earn those masters back. She was wrong about how that day would come. June 2019. And this is where everything changes. Scott Borchetta announced he was selling Big Machine Records, and the buyer was a man named Scooter Braun. When Taylor Swift read that name, her stomach dropped. Scooter Braun was one of the most connected managers in music. Powerful, aggressive, and he and Taylor had history that was anything but friendly. 3 years earlier, during the most brutal period of Taylor's public life, when Kanye West had made her a target and the entire internet turned on her, Scooter Braun was photographed laughing about it. His clients mocked her publicly, and Taylor watched all of it. Now, this man owned every song she had ever recorded before the age of 27. Fearless, Speak Now, Red, 1989, Reputation. Her voice, her stories, her pain, her joy, her past. And she found out, not from phone call, not from a meeting, not from Scott Borchetta himself. She found out online, like everybody else. She could have hired lawyers and fought quietly. She could have negotiated behind closed doors. She could have done what most artists do, swallow it, accept it, move on. Instead, she told the world, Within hours of the announcement, Taylor posted a message that stopped the internet cold. She said this was her worst-case scenario. She said she had tried for years to buy her masters back and had been told she could only earn them one at a time by signing another full album deal. 6 albums. 6 more years of her life just to own what she had already made. She refused, and she named names. The reaction was immediate. Fans exploded. Fellow artists took sides. The media could talk about nothing else. And Scooter Braun and Scott Borchetta came out swinging, releasing private text messages, calling Taylor dishonest, fighting back hard and publicly. It got ugly, fast, and right here. If you are not subscribed, Echotales by Ken yet, this is your moment. Hit that subscribe button right now because we tell the full story here. Every time, the parts they leave out, the parts that actually matter. Subscribe. Don't miss what's coming next. Because what Taylor Swift did next, nobody had ever done it before. Not at her level. Not with this much at stake. She announced she was re-recording every single one of her first 6 albums. Every song. From scratch. Her voice. Her production. Her ownership. And she had one message for every fan, every brand, every business that ever used her music. Come to my version. Leave theirs behind. Taylor's version was born. Think about the boldness of that move for 1 second. She wasn't fighting the system with lawyers. She was making the masters he owned worthless by replacing them with ones she owned. It was the most creative act of revenge in music industry history. And it was completely legal. In 2021, Fearless Taylor's version dropped. Number 1 immediately. Red Taylor's version followed. It included a 10-minute version of All Too Well, a song she had originally been forced to cut in half, and it broke streaming records within hours. Then Speak Now, then 1989. Every single one debuted at number 1. Every single one pulled fans, streams, and cultural power away from the originals sitting in Scooter Braun's vault. And Scooter Braun, by 2023, reports confirmed he had quietly sold Taylor's original masters to a private equity firm at a significant loss. The recordings he had paid hundreds of millions of dollars for had lost value because Taylor's version had made them culturally irrelevant. She didn't sue him. She didn't destroy him publicly. She just made everything he owned worth less by making everything she owned worth more. That is the real Taylor Swift story. Not the relationships, not the feuds, not the tabloid headlines. The story of a 14-year-old girl who signed a contract she didn't fully understand and spent the next 20 years making sure no one could ever do that to her again. She built something they couldn't own. She created something they couldn't take. And when they took what they could, she built it again better on her own terms. That is the Echotales began. If this story made you feel something, share it with someone today. And if you're not subscribed yet, you know what to do. More stories are coming. Stories that will challenge you, move you, and remind you that the people history remembers are the ones who refuse to accept the ending someone else wrote for them. I'll see you in the next one.